Today is day 281 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on with our number guessing game project that we have. Let's dive into the instructions. We are now chipping away at the extra credit section. And before we go breaking any further ground, let's do a quick run through that we've got everything needed. So we have chat on our phone up and running. Good times. OBS, webcam, golden, mic audio. Good enough, hopefully. And GitHub and our documents. Now we've got a ton of, we ended up accidentally opening more documents or files yesterday because we were struggling with GitHub, but now we got that all sorted out. So from here, we're continuing on with extra credit stuff. Here is an example. Hey, looks like Topher added more stuff to it. Look at this, he even added our solution. Very cool. You know, I should have checked his notes to see if he made any additional notes to yesterday's video or stream onto the VOD. Let's open up the example. Zero Love, sup to you. How goes life, little kitty? Are you here? You're here to party? You want to get your coat on? Yeah, you want to get your coat on. Look at you. Covered in fur and love. Look at that. You're such a good cat. Go. Oh my god, when you're not right-clicking and trying to go back. You're dangerous, cat. You're dangerous. Okay, so. What are we actually doing? We are trying to make progress. So yesterday, let's check out our solution too. Well, there's all that. That's fun. That is fun. Wow, cat, your tail. You grazed an eyelash with that last one. Ugh. Okay, she's clearly trying to send a message. There's this. And that. Ta-da! Let's go ahead and open. Oh, cat, I'm so nervous with you around now because we're starting to open. I can't see the drop-down menu for view. Oh god, why do you want to lay on function and shift and all of that? Look, I made space for you to lay down, cat. Okay, you totally don't need to rest your elbow on the caps lock. That's for starters. Okay. Alright. Tiny cat. Tiny cat. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. I should stop playing with her whiskers and focus on the stream. That's what a normal person would do. Alright. Hey, Topher. It's been quite a journey, but unfortunately every good journey must come to an end. Via feline? Yes. Cat death. Yeah, okay, I saw all of that on Reddit, the whole Szechuan sauce fiasco. Topher, McDonald's didn't have Szechuan sauce, so I have to bid them farewell. All the Rick and Morty goodness. I need to brush up on my Rick and Morty game. Not gonna lie, I am still left in the dust on the Rick and Morty front. Also, although I see all the references on Reddit, and there was actually maybe even I saw it on Instagram reference. Elon Musk, of all people, indulges and enjoys the Rick and Morty goodness that they have to offer. So that's got to be a telling sign that we should probably pay it some more attention. We are trying to do stuff. Topher, how are you, buddy? Doing well. I'm not sure. Well, I do know where to continue. We're continuing on with the extra credit stuff. But what specifically to focus on, though? That's my concern, because instinctively, I want to polish stuff, and I want to have it sort of set up as best as possible out of the gates. That way I don't need to touch it again. But I think that spawns from all the tutorial sites like Code Academy and Free Code Camp, where you're trying to do the lesson bullet point by bullet point, and there's like the right answer. There's the correct form or the best case scenario for that page of the lesson, and then you go on to the next thing. But here, it's just a free-for-all. I'm left to my own devices. So I have to balance that, and I'm trying to piece together on if I should keep tweaking and honing, or just get as many bullet points or the functionality of the bullet points on the board, basically, for lack of a better phrase, and then go from there. I think that's the right course of action. It's just weird stopping 280 days of one mindset and trying to bring that to a screeching halt within just a couple streams. So, Topher, ideally, you would understand a problem completely before formulating a solution, so you wouldn't have to continue to refactor code. Okay, so I think that's also another highlighting example of my glaring lack of know-how. Unfortunately, that isn't how the real world is. Things change and you adapt to changing needs. I wanted to write these projects that way to force you to continue to restructure and refactor. Well, it works, because the first, 3 or 4 days has just been mostly tinkering with the JavaScript. I think the first stream and a half was kind of getting the HTML stuff sorted out, and then the CSS, that was fairly easy and brief, but then the JavaScript, this has been the beast that we haven't been able to fully kill yet. And it's already been 3 days. But I think that's a good sign. Wherever we're struggling is areas that we should focus on to improve. So we're going to use that as our guide. All right. Topher, variable returned should be inside of your submit guess function. Variable returned, oh, that should be inside. Good to know. But towards the top. Also, as a side note, usually prior to the stream, well, even during the stream we can check, but I haven't had a chance yet to look at any comments you may have added to yesterday's stream. I know via Discord you had mentioned that you got to see the stream, but I didn't see in Twitch any of your notes that you've been doing the last couple days. So if there was any critical info, we can definitely check it out, but in the meantime, we'll sort of piece together some stuff and then proceed from there. Let's save our change. Command save. There we go. And update this once more. All right. So as things stand, here's what we're shooting for. 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, just to bring anyone up to speed for why we keep doing 42. It's because it's the right answer. 42, too low. 68. I think I also lean towards even numbers. 73, which is not an even number. 70. Damn. We have a terrible track record for winning this. We've got our 3 guesses and the final concluding statement. Ours is freakishly similar. We need to add the final concluding statement, but 3, submit, 2, even the basic thing of clearing the data. So 2, after we hit submit, we should empty the field so it doesn't have 2 in there anymore. And I think that's very similar to whatever we use to bring the data over, the input type and guess. It's like it's holding on to it. I know it is. I don't have the understanding of the vocab to explicitly express what component that is and the functionality that's causing it. It's somewhat tied to this. The submit guess, I know it's pulling that noise and that data, the parse. Maybe we need to run it again and tell it to clear the field, or an on click and clear, but we'll figure something out. That's another tangent. So lastly, our third guess 1, as we submit that. Also, I'd like to be able to submit with the enter key. I wonder if that's just me. Maybe it's good to have it just set up so it's only on the click event, but since there's just a single field on this page, I'd sort of like to be able to hit enter and have it do something. I'm sure that's another event listener. Look for that key command. We'll get there. Little things we want to add. So 3, you guessed correctly. Let's do 2 again. Submit doesn't add anything. From there, we want to have our victory statement pop up, and submit, change to a new game, or try again and reset stuff. Hey, Langley, how you doing? Hopefully your day/evening is going well. We are just embarking on trying to come to terms with what to pinpoint next. We can definitely continue on with the new extra credit stuff, but I'm looking to sort of fine-tune at your furry ass is blocking the important part of the screen. Please be a cat over on the bed. Thank you. Good, good, good. Good cat. So, anyways, we could keep adding new stuff. The form validation to ensure that it's, a number, not empty, and all that. I guess that would kind of be tied to having the field empty itself. But I'd like to add the concluding congratulatory statement, you did it, or the you suck statement that I keep receiving every time I lose. We should add that 4th final statement after our 3. We need to clear the field when we submit it, and some other fun functionality. But that's what we're up against. That is what we're up against. Topher. The enter key will work if your input and submit buttons live inside a form element. The enter key will work for your input and submit button if it lives inside a form element. Hey, we had it in a form element before. I thought there was I thought there was a reason we got rid of the form element, though. I thought it... No, I'm probably mixing things up. Maybe it was CSS stuff for why I got rid of the form element. I'm drawing a blank. Versus the main ID and all that noise. Or the main class for the div to try and align everything. I guess we can throw a form element back in there. Also, Topher, clearing the input field is as simple as setting the form input value to an empty string. Oh, well, that's easy. I know how to do that. Even Steven knows how to do that. Value equals empty string. If I were to say guess, which it would actually, it would instead of being empty, it would say yes. I would hope so. Let's save. Refresh. Aha, it says guess, and then if I do how do I get it to clear after I submit it, though? 3. I must be missing stuff. Oh, did I not save? No, I did save. I did save. Maybe I didn't refresh. No, I did refresh. Oh, I'm crazy. Bad Steven. Bad Steven. Topher, so the default behavior for a form is to submit form data to an HTTP server. This will cause the page. Oh, this will cause the page to refresh when the form is submitted, which is not the functionality you desire. You can, however, prevent this default behavior with JavaScript. Interesting. So it's sort of a balancing act of functionality that I want to achieve. That sounds like a lot of work. Maybe we'll just leave it the simple, basic caveman version of this site in the meantime, and just continue adding functionality versus tweaking and polishing functionality. Let's worry about some other stuff in the meantime then. So for starters, first things first, I'm just gonna change, oh god, equals number symbol. Look at that. Clean solution. Everyone around the planet should be able to understand that. And save. Save. We'll even save the CSS, even though we didn't do anything with it. And then refresh. Ta-da! Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Topher, one task at a time. Good, right. That's something that I definitely need to work on. Now, keep track of the number of times a user has made a guess. Technically, we have that functionality already, because we're only allowing them to have 3 guesses. It's not like we set aside a special variable. Well, no, we did set aside a special variable. In fact, it's literally called guesses. So, yeah, we are indeed keeping track of it. Only give the user a maximum number of guesses. 3 guesses before they lose. We've got our if statement dealing with all of that. If the user wins, give them an option to play again. Cat, I'm not wiggling my finger for you to scratch your face, and you're typing. We can all see it. We can all see it. Tiny cat. Tiny cat. No. No, I see you getting comfy. Why do you always have to lay on the escape key? It just baffles me. And watch your tail. Yeah, that tail. That was the tail I was totally talking about. We can see it flick in front of the camera. Oh, alright. Okay, FYI, you can, an input can have a placeholder attribute. Is that different than the value? Placeholder attribute. JavaScript. No, HTML. Placeholder. Value? Input. Okay, yeah, let's see what this rabbit hole leads to. So the placeholder attribute specifies a short hint that describes the expected value of the input field, a sample value or short description of the expected form. The short hint is displayed in the input field. Okay. Good, good, good. But value versus placeholder, Stack Overflow, and input. I like all of those things. So, Tiny Cat, what do you think if you move your damn head, you and your frickin' ears, sitting in front of the monitor, Cat? So, this person's confused. We're confused too, so that's nice. Recording stuff. Yes, the value attribute defines what is in the input field. Input field's value. There are 3 ways to influence this value. Type blankety blank, JavaScript, set it blank, repopulate, something about a placeholder, seeing above. You'll have to decide what it is you're trying to do exactly. Say you have a user profile page where the user can update their info. Kind of similar. In this case, very much prefer to have all my current information filled in, being able to change it. I don't want blank fields. Makes sense for, okay, good, good, good. If invalid data, data equals blank. This seems slightly cooler, too cool for us. I don't think we're there yet. HTML, ID type, place, wow, it's literally placeholder. I thought it was value, it's placeholder. It is indeed placeholder. There's jQuery, and then this would be the JavaScript version. Good to know. So I want to do the following. B-da-dee-dee-da-dee-da-dee. True value. You know, in the end, we can have value back as an empty string. But in the meantime, let's do placeholder. And guess number. We'll do both. Command save. Refresh. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, and now it's grayed out. How cool is that? That's exactly what I was envisioning. Oh my god, look at the little cat you can't see because your back's to the monitor. But it's there and it's beautiful. 2. Oh my god, now we don't have to delete stuff because before when you click it was filling the... you get it. You know what's going on. Everyone else knows what's going on except for Steven. So this is fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Get some of that. Look at this. And when there's no value, it replaces itself. Best day ever. Save. Totally worth it just for that one functionality. Obviously, we're going to keep pushing forward for today's stream, but a little bit of progress. Little cat. So that's good. That's a win for us. Speaking of winning, if the user wins, give them the option to play again. This is another if else scenario. We should do... What should we do, Cat? We should do an if statement. Because it's either they won with play again, or they lost and have it try again. So it's only 2 states. Maybe if any of the 3 guesses... No, it's not if any of the 3 guesses. If they received, you guessed correctly, then it will say play again. If they lose, it will say try again. What if we don't need... I feel like this can be done within the submit guess area. Right? No. How would that functionality actually take place? We have our submit... Well, we have a button. We have a button in HTML which says submit. But we want that to change or add a new one. Almost like the guesses area for div, we want to change that button or add a button. I think it'd be easier to add a button if they win. Let's look at Topher. So see, try again. And that box goes away, but maybe that's an entirely different box. If we do 42 and 6 and 19. Guess. And this line right here changes to try again. So we're updating it. Maybe it's the same exact thing. See here, we have div with ID guesses. And when we run ours, the way we've got our code set up is it will generate the new paragraph with the appropriate text tied to it. So what we could do is have buttons, 2 different buttons for an if statement, and in the top of our, or the beginning of our if, we could have they won roll out, and if they don't, we can have try again, or else try again. And it will create a new button instead of creating a new paragraph. I just don't know if that sounds crazy or not. My concern, it seems reasonable to me now. My concern is that there's an easier tool out there to do it, but I have no idea what that easier tool is. But I think just coding out the core function, the raw code like that, an if statement, leveraging this goodness right here, would at least provide a better understanding of what's happening behind the scenes. Very nitty gritty, down in the dirt. Hands-on stuff. Let's do that. Let's try that. Let's put some of this out and see how this goes. So, I just don't know how we're going to get rid of the submit button. Because that's more of a user interface thing that I'm concerned about. You know, if they keep trying to hit submit versus we want them to hit try again. Topher, sorry, I'm half paying attention, half coding something else. What did you ask? We were kind of sort of rambling through our thought process on what we were thinking of doing. I was comparing, your code, well, your number guessing game, and mine. I've got the submit button, and you've got your guess submit button. So when someone guesses 1 and 2 and 3, ta-da, it swaps out in the exact same spot the input bar with guess for the try again button. There isn't a submit button that remains and then try again pops up. It's swapped out in that area. So I was looking to do something similar to get rid of submit for just kind of user interface convenience. That way you don't have lots of buttons remaining on the page where they can click the wrong thing. So to do that, I was sort of comparing the code that I currently have for mine, and right now for these, the printouts for the guesses, guessing correctly, too low, too high, in my HTML, all I have is an empty div waiting to receive all of this good stuff that's generated over here on the JavaScript side. So I was thinking of creating buttons inside of an if statement. And that sounds insane, but that's all my mind can come up with right now. So similar to that, it would need to go somewhere, probably a function, or reference a function. But if, or even a way to update the button, leave the submit, but tell it, like document get element, and tell it to update submit, or update submit with try again. Probably the better way to do things. Topher, yes, what I did was hide the input and the button. Oh, so they exist. Interesting, but they're hidden. What I did was hide the input and the button, and then created a new button, try again, to replace them. Fascinating. Okay, so it's not that try again was living there already. The change to the code was that you simply hid the input field and the guess button, and then the new one was created. The new try again button was created and replace them. When the try again button is clicked, you simply remove that and then show input and submit button again. See, that's cool. We wouldn't have ever gotten to that point. At least not for a very, very long time. Now, could we still do that? How would I go about? And that's a great recommendation. Wholeheartedly agree. That's probably the best way to go. That just means more Googling. Similar to the placeholder, hiding values. Hide HTML stuff, hide element. HTML and JavaScript. Hide element JavaScript. Cool. God, and all of these, as I discuss them, all of them feel so familiar. I know I've used this stuff before towards the end of Codecademy. It's just none of the challenges at Code Wars did I have to hide HTML elements or create a button. You know? Input type hidden. So maybe we can just swap out the type. That would be cool. Oh no, why are we tired? After 30 minutes of streaming, hopefully last night's 2.5 hour nightmare, that was tragic. We are not going to do some 2.5 hour fiasco like we did last night. The hidden global attribute is a Boolean attribute indicating the element is not yet or is no longer relevant. For example, it can be it can be used to hide elements of the page that can't be used until the login process has been completed. Browser won't render elements with the hidden attribute set. Okay, cool. Topher, document.createElement is used to create new elements. Then you can use append child to append your newly created element, which is what we've got going down here. So, with the following stuff, let's at least just take a guess. Let's get something rolling on the board, something we can work with. If maybe this is weird, maybe I shouldn't have it. No. We do. If returned equals, you guessed correctly, do the following. Yeah, that makes sense. That's totally reasonable. If returned, that means this should be inside the returned guess function. Oh, interesting. All right, okay, cool. One mystery solved. Or it could be inside this function, which we're definitely going to do. If returned is equivalent to, you guessed correctly, copy. Oh, we didn't need the semicolon at the end. Just here. Copy. If returned is equivalent to that, do the following. Blank, 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 else return tragedy. So I gotta work on hiding stuff, but wait a second. Maybe if I do document get element by ID, can I append and change the ID? That's wrong. No, we just want to hide it. We want to hide it. How do we hide it? Baby steps. At least code out what we can envision. If returned equals, you guessed correctly, do something with a button. It's going to be, I know it's going to be extremely similar to this. Just know it is. It will be create a new variable called try again, play again. Play again is for winners. Play again. There's that. Play again will equal document create element play again. At least for starters. God, I hope that's all right. Next is not the text. Wait a second. Hold on. I want to see. Oh, I can look at this. Look. See, watch this. HTML div stuff is empty here, right? And what I'm looking for is to see what is happening behind the scenes. So if I do select element, too low, div, ta-da, you guessed correctly. Oh, boo. I thought it was going to say ID and text and all that kind of stuff. Bad Steven. I thought I just came across some awesome thing. I was hopeful. I think I misread the code and what it did. I was thinking of, you know what I was thinking of was type or even ID, not just the text itself. I thought it was modifying this type text. So when I read text, I thought it was changing things. So I thought I could tell it to be a button or something cool like that, but I was confused. I was confused. All kinds of comments. Okay. So, yes. Wait. Try again. Try again is click. Simply remove it, then show the input. Document.create is used to create a new element. Then you can use append child to append your newly created element. What if you check how many guesses have been made? Oh. That makes so much more sense. Or they guessed correctly. Maybe 3 schools. How to guess toggle hide show. Document.create button. Since the type of element you want to create is a button element. Oh, it's literally okay, so I should save the play again bit for something else. So button. And what did I have? Oh, because it's a pair. I'm confusing. I'm mixing things together. I saw the P here instead of the paragraph. And yesterday it was recommended that it was variable paragraph, and there was all kinds of stuff. And instead of returned, it was and I'm mixing things. It's after midnight. Steven's confused even when I'm well rested and awake, but it's, well, you know what's going on. You've witnessed this monstrosity for 280 plus days. You're well aware, Topher. Oh, hey. That was also, is that, am I reading your username correctly in my mind? Cecil-ectomy? Is that, I'm gonna go with yes. Okay. For how to hide stuff. I saw it's blue. The usernames are blue on my phone, so I thought it was Topher who threw up the W3, which explains. Oh, yes, good. Anyways, button. Let's at least fix the button, and then we'll change it from returned to guesses, or if they succeeded. Play again. Play again. Button. There's that. So that's one thing down. Then we're going to create a text node. Are we going to create a text node? I don't think we are. Let's do the hide stuff. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. On click. Div my div. Function. My div. Display none versus display block. Else display. Okay. Well, we'll get there. So it's affecting the display portion of it. We'd be changing that. Or change the style. Document get ID by that. I like this. This seems more friendly, more up my alley. Document.getElement by ID dot style dot visibility equals hidden. That's cool. That's awesome. Let's do that. So copy. Also, guesses. If guesses. You know what? And statistically, chances are they're going to lose more than they win. So we should have it based off failure. If guesses is equivalent to 3, do all that. Play again. Well, what if they get it on the third guess? Let's remove that. So if guesses is equal to 3 and returned does not equal you guessed correctly, because that means they still suck long time, right? So if guesses is equivalent to 3 and returned is not correct, because we don't want them to guess it correctly on the third guess, then we would remove things. Possibly. Basically, you have to set the element to display none or visibility hidden. You can also create a hide class and set the opacity to 0 on the class and then add the hide class to it. Fascinating. Display none is the most standard way. Display none is not the same as visibility hidden. Display none will remove the element from the document flow. Visibility hidden will hide the element, but it will still take up the same amount of space. Same amount of space as if it was there. Didn't say it was the same, but yes. Yeah, no, that was just probably highlighting for my understanding. But that makes sense. Okay, because that was the functionality that I was trying to pull off with the guesses here. 42 and guess and 3 and 99. So there's that guess and the input field swap in the exact same spot for try again. So to pull that off with ours, we should probably leverage similar functionality. So submit becomes try again. Didn't say it was the same. Yeah. Sorry, not talking to you. Just explaining for BDX. Yeah. Okay. Yes, definitely. And that's well, I threw that out there too. But yeah, crazy person. Steven. Totally clueless. And 280 plus days of being lost. Okay. We are determined to keep falling down the path, though. So we are not giving up yet. Something about the display stuff. Is there a way to do both? I guess there's no way to, or no need to do both. I guess it would be pick one or the other. Alright, and once more, display none will remove the element from the document flow, so that'll clear space versus visibility hidden will hide the element, but it'll take up space. So I guess we don't want visibility hidden since we're trying to swap the button. So, God, what? Well, where am I now? Where did I leave off? Focus, Stephen, focus. Save. No, it's guesses. First of all, it's if guesses is equal to 3. Okay, if guesses equals 3 and returned. Crap, that means I'm going to need to bring in guesses into this as well. Guesses. Wait, do I need to do that? No. Yes? No. Wait. No. Because here, we're passing returned guess, or we're passing return guess return. Which is why we have it as the parameter, so it knows what to do when we're creating things. Versus with our if statement inside this function, all we're doing is referencing the global variable that is guesses. Because we've got, see, guesses is a global variable, which equals 0. And here, we only reference it inside the if statement. No parameter needed. Same song and dance. No need to reference it. That's okay. We're good. I spooked myself. Problem solved. Like a cat when it starts attacking its own tail. I saw something shiny and move. So I went for it. Just my craziness. No need to panic. So we've got 1 bit down. We have variable play again, which will create a button. When we have that button, we want... God, maybe we should call it Is it wrong to call the variable button? Is that stupid? I feel like it's stupid. It tastes wrong in my mouth. I guess variable button. We could be more specific with try again. TA, and then down here, copy, since we're going to be doing similar things, because we're going to have a try again if they lose, and a play again if they win. So it would be the same kind of thing, and then here we can have play again. Not completely awful. Following the second, instead of text, we'll button text. Button TA text equals blah, followed by variable button PA text. God, I hope this is okay. Single equal sign. This, that. Oh god, I touched stuff. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Dealing with phone issues. Crisis averted. Now. I should continue doing something with the buttons. Here, we did create text node. But I'm not... That's because we were creating a paragraph, so we wanted to have text for it. We are creating a button, and we want text on the button, but what would that be? Maybe let's just type something. Document trial and error, Steven. Trial and error. Create... Create stuff. Damn. Deselect me. Any reason these buttons can't just exist in the page to begin with and just not display? Is that a thing? Can I do that? Because we've created buttons. I know how to birth a button. I've done that. I've made a button or two in my day. Let's see what happens there. So, button stuff, HTML. So I could, can I change it? Can I add something to it that makes it go away or swaps it out? I just figured creating the button would have provided slightly better functionality. Try again versus play again. And I know I don't need the 2 different buttons for when they win or lose, but I feel like it's a good... Play again seems a little more congratulatory. Or even new game. But I like play again for now, so... Try again. And... something about play again. Can I affect JavaScript, or can I affect CSS with JavaScript the same way I can affect HTML with JavaScript? No. That's not a thing. Right? Because I could hide them. I could take, instead of button, I could take something, their IDs, which would be something. I think IDs are hashes, right? Yeah, classes are periods, IDs are hashes. Try again, comma, play again. Cat, you need to shimmy. Hey, no. Whiskers. Little kitty, just come over here. No prancing on the escape key. Alright, good. Just don't knock over anything. Kitty crisis averted. Okay. Barely breathe. And then I guess throw in the display equals hidden or something like that. Add display equals none, like you have with ID XXX to hide it to begin with. Yeah, okay. Display equals none. Wait, why did I put quotes? That seems highly concerning. I don't need... Hold on. And not equals. There we go. Is that a thing? God, I hope that's a thing. Save. That's crazy talk. Maybe I should have them separate. Oh, I should have them separate. Wait. No. Yes? No. I should have them separate because they're going to appear separately. So they each need to have their own thing. That way they can be affected differently? Maybe? Maybe I'm totally overthinking that. Can they share the same thing? Because when we go to update them, maybe the JavaScript update will override. Will the JavaScript update to HTML override the CSS info? I forget. We signed up for that course on Udemy and we only made it like 18 videos in out of the 80. It was fascinating, but it started to cover things like that, the order in which they get processed and what takes priority. But we gotta finish that one. Oh, you're saying add display none, literally sort of like the value, like the ID. Okay, so here it would be display equals none. That's cool. Copy. Okay. And then from there, I think I want them separate. It just seems like it'd be easier to change. The same reason why I don't have try again and play again crammed in with button. Because, yeah, right? Yeah, we can change that. No, and we can add that. You know what? Here, we can add these here, too. We can do all the same. Copy. 1, 2, 3. So they're all the same. Starting with. But then we want to change them individually. Yeah, because we'll want to change them individually later to either play again or something. Oh god, I clicked on something. I wonder if that means I should add the display element to the current submit button. And you know what? I realized I didn't even need to add the IDs because all 3 are buttons. Oh, we need to do so much more practice, Steven. Bad. Bad, Steven. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, CSS, it's display none. Yes, you can override element styles using JavaScript. Cool. Wait, sorry, but no, don't do display equals none in your HTML. That's awful. Ah, right. My bad. It seemed questionable. And I think we can just, if we can make the changes in JavaScript, then we can just identify it by the ID and make the changes on the fly, and I believe that will override it, which is what Topher was saying. So yeah, good, good, good. I have no idea if display can actually be used in the tag. It may just be CSS. I guess it would be style style equals display none if you want to do it inline. Fascinating. Yeah, let's definitely leave it all within the CSS folder. So that's that. We can leave them separate for now. It's good as is. This is that polish stuff I can worry about later, but just getting stuff up out there on the fly. Here's this. So now that we at least have the buttons ready, oh, we should save. 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 And save. Oh, and we've got all sorts of happening down here. Comment that out. Comment this out. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Command save stuff. Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Refresh once more. There we go. 4. Too low. 6. Still too low. 8. Hey, we guessed correctly. Ours is a lot easier to win since we are only doing 0 through 10, not 0 through 100. But anyways, we guessed correctly, so that's where we're at. When we get 3 and stuff happens, do something. So now we're back to dealing with our if statement. We've got our buttons, try again and play again, waiting in the wind. They're styled to not display, and we can do something very similar, just to quickly test to make sure that display none is in fact doing what we think it's doing. Copy. under button, display none here, save, update, boom. Display button gone. That's right, deal with it. So, it does in fact work, which is super cool. Command save once more, and submit button is back from the dead. Everyone is impressed. I know I am. Now, dealing with the if statement. We've got it within returned guess. Should we have this if statement within return guess? I think so, because we've got returned as our parameter, and it's pulling from this if statement each of these phrases, either the number's too high, too low, or they guess correctly. Then we're calling it return guess, and we're passing it this. Same song and dance function here is referencing returned. So for if, since they're going to get the guess wrong more often than not, I'd like to lead our if statement with try again. So TA versus play again if they win. So since we're on the hunt for failure, if their guess is equal to 3, they've had 3 guesses, and returned doesn't equal you guessed correctly, in case they guessed right on the 3rd guess, we don't need to create a new button anymore. We no longer need to create a new button. Now, what we can do is pull that data or manipulate it, kind of like our guess. See here for the input field, we have its text, the name's guess, the ID is guess. We've got the placeholder guess number, but it's just ready and waiting to receive. And when we key in a number, it dumps out over here. This is what it's pulling. And variable guess equals parse int document get element guess and the value of it. So I want to take the element and modify the CSS. Oh, crap. We're going to have to Google this. Okay. But at least we know what we're Googling now. So many loose ends to connect. Holy hell. Change. Update. Update. CSS with JavaScript. Update CSS with JavaScript. Someone's had this issue before. Who would have known? 1. Problem. You want to modify one or more CSS properties for an element. That is true. 2. Solution. If you're only modifying a single property, you can change the CSS setting directly using the element style property variable element document get element by ID element.style with blankety blank. Also, something, something, something. If you're only modifying a single property, technically we are. We're modifying just the display for that particular element. I think this is good that we split the property, the display none, that they aren't sharing that. See that we broke it into 2, because that way, this way, try again remains none, or play again remains none as we update that particular ID. So, awesome. I wonder if it knows to hunt down the CSS for it, though. I feel like that's just talking about the inline stuff. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Just do it. Go with your gut feeling. Listen to Topher and listen to Cecil. Just Do your best. Just keep swimming. So let's do exactly that. Instead of parse int, we want document something something or other. Period blah. So if that happens, do blank. Document.get variable. If you're only modifying, you can change the CSS setting directly by using the elements style property. Variable element equals blank blank blank. We are doomed. There needs to be a variable equals something in front of that. This is where my stupid names come in from before. Variable button TA. Aha. Problem solved. We get to use them again. There we go. There we go. Variable button. My terrible variable names. God. If there's one thing that I hope improves after a year of learning to code is coming up with decent variable names. It feels like a life decision. It feels like I'm picking a major for college and I'm picking the wrong major each time I go to create a variable name. Just tragedy. I can feel my lungs collapse and it's just brutal. I don't know why. It's just awful. Okay, so try again. It won't be guess, but ID something or other. Button stuff? Button stuff. Try again is our ID. Copy and paste. That is our ID. So variable button TA for try again equals document get element by ID blankety blank. Elements. So we take it. Oh, it equals that. And then we do button. Okay, I see what's happening. TA equals. Wait, dot style. Equal dot. Oh. Dot display. Could it really be that easy and straightforward? Maybe. So, how do we tell it to not display? What's the opposite of none? Do we just update it to be empty? What are... I'm not familiar with my CSS options here. You know what? I bet if I type display, maybe... no, I should check in CSS. Display is... No, damn. Aha! Here we go. Run block, flex, inline, list item, contents, table. Wow, they've got a whole smorgasbord of crap to choose from. I feel like either list or inline or just emptiness. Hokey. There's a... Oh, also, hey, Hokies. Hocus? Hokey. Hokies. Probably Tokies. There's a ghost in your bed. Kind of. I mean, not quite. That's my fiance. But yes, there is indeed an entity moving in the bed. C-selectomy, block. Okay, good to know. So we want to update it to block instead of just empty quotes. Not block here. We do in fact want none currently still for this. So save again. This gets updated to block. Cookies. Hey, yes, something like that. Ah, for the username. Good. Way cool. Yeah, we're we're terrible. Those are the two things after this whole year is complete. Being able to read usernames and being able to come up with decent variables, variable names. So is that really all that needs to happen? No, we need to do the stuff. Oh, you know. I can't find the words. Let me just show you. This one, not that one. This guy, submit. Submit needs to die. Submit needs to change. Where display. We can set it. We'll do the same song and dance, but we'll set it to block out of the gates. Isn't that weird? Maybe if I add it. What if we add it? Can we do that? See, what if instead... Oh, tiny cat. Sorry about that. She's just... Little kitty's now sleeping at the corner of her keyboard, and now that she's starting to deflate, her toes are starting to spread across the keys, and I keep stabbing the soft side of her foot with my fingernails as I go to type, but she's completely oblivious to it. Oh god, I squeezed her foot. Did you hear her chirp? No, that was the cat. What to do? So, let's try... Well, we'll need to make another variable. Now we need to have button submit. We'll call it button s, variable button s. And this should probably happen before we make the button visible. That way things happen in order. Button s equals document blank blank blank. Nice. So, in a perfect world, that happens, and then button does something. Copy button S style display. I just don't know if it adds display. I know it can modify it, but I don't know if it's going to add it. I think it will. I think it'll add it if it doesn't have it. Death. Death, death, death. What to do? Infinite confusion. One of my superpowers. Well, we should be updating it to none, regardless. Deselect me. You don't necessarily need to set display. You can still set it in JavaScript. Set an initial value in CSS, I mean. Oh, wait. You still don't need to... But you don't necessarily need to set display. You can still set it in JavaScript. Set an initial value in CSS, I mean. Maybe we'll do it. It is just good to help visualize. That's another thing. Even though it may be more efficient, or unnecessary, but it does in fact help with visualization, which is kind of nice. Submit, cut. And this will be display block. Like so. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Command save. You know, for picturing, it's all there. We know what's happening. Also, with that said, I'd kind of like to move button stuff closer. Button stuff. Button stuff. Button stuff. Doing what buttons do. Button this and button that. Here's a button. We are doomed. Save. Alright, okay, okay. So there's that. And essentially, the same song and dance should happen for our submit button. Oh, this needs to be submit. Submit. This should happen once more in our else section. And now this should be updated. Copy. To have the following. Like so. And it's simply button PA now. And it will be play again. Cool, cool. This goes away. Oh my god. It's so strange that this kind of almost makes sense. That totally shouldn't be happening. Command S. Save, save, save. Save, save, save. And once more. 19 saves, just because we can. So there's this, and back to our code, refresh. Ooh. We'll worry about centering it later. We'll deal with that bit in the future to come. Cecil, don't forget it's button PA, not TA. Wait, wait, wait. Is that, maybe that's just the delay in chat? Or... Oh, you're right, down here. The style, button style. Good, good, good. Line 56. Good eyes, Cecil. Good eyes. PA. Command save. There's that. Refresh once more. Okay, we'll deal with moving the button later, but... Submit. Oh, play again. Okay, too low. Maybe that should happen only if... I must have our if statement in the wrong area. 7. Take it. 9. Damn. I broke something. Well, we do have... The fact that the buttons change is good. That's what we kind of set out to do. We didn't necessarily set out to destroy our regular code, but, you know, can't win them all. Else... Wait, yeah, else is slightly wrong. Interesting. But what did I do? Neither should change. Until 3 guesses. Yeah. But isn't... Maybe I need to set this outside of the function. Is that what's going on? No, it should stay inside the function. What to do? Okay, okay. Hold on. There's an issue with the logic because it needs to wait. Oh. Hold on. You're right. It is with the else. It also has to do with the if. It's when it runs in general. It's just due to the conditions of it. Because it's also running. It will only run this if it meets that criteria. Maybe it should be else if. Can I do else if? Also, as a side note, I felt like I don't think I can do else if without having an else. I can see it now. This is the only condition where this will run. Everything else was going to be that. So it should be, ideally, this. But returned. And it's not that. No, something still feels off. Cecil. Oh, for play again. Okay, and they did guess correctly equal that. If guesses is equivalent to 3. Oh, and then a nested if statement. So if with a nested if statement inside of more and more, okay, or guesses equals 3, or input value equals our number. If the user guessed correctly or they run out of guesses. Here's a Rix2 out. Oh. I read it as out anyways. Alright, so I kinda like that, so maybe or I should do the nested if. I should do the nested if. We just get rid of else, and then all we do is take this, look, cut, boom, it sleeps inside. Ta-da! It's subletting another if statement inside of it. How great is that? So if guesses is equivalent to 3 or our number is, or input value. Oh, what input is equivalent? Oh. Okay, so I need to figure out what input value. Alright. I can't tell if that's a guess, like just a guide for input value, or an explicit input value. I feel like that's a guide, like I need to figure out which input value I need to reference for R, but there is a 93%. Oh, the random number. Yeah. A random number is that if blank is equal to random number. If guess is equal to 3, or if guess is equal to that. Yeah, if guess, Wait, but doesn't that mean I should move guess? Crap, hold on. I'm concerned about the scope of it. if guess damn. Because guess is only referenced inside of submit guess. And I'm trying to run this inside of return guess. And guesses is good because that's a global variable. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Look at this. Variable, guess, right like so. Ta-da. And boom. Variable crisis averted. And guess. Yeah, even the crazy guy figured it out. There we go. There we go. Cecil, yours works too. Out. Cecil, try yours first. Undo. ABD. And then run. Well, yeah, we'll give this a shot now. So command save. Save. Good, good, good. Reset. Alright, all is right in the world. Let's do 4. Submit. 4 is too high. Haha, we still have a submit button. We're making progress. It doesn't feel or look like it, but trust me, it is. Okay, and, now let's do another number. 6. Aha, and it stayed. Let's see what happens. What should we try first? Try again and lose, or win for play again. Let's do try again. So let's go ahead and do 8. Again, the correct number down here is 2. So we're gonna live dangerously, losing hard, because that's what we do. Boom. Oh crap, both of them are there. Typical. Don't mind me. Here. Killing the fan. Fan is off. Oh god. We're struggling. Hold on just a second. There we go. Light stuff. Ta-da. That is glaring. Boom. Perfect. Good times. Now, we are looking for the following. Jump. Deep. Well, that means... What does that mean? Both are happening. If guess equals blank and guess equals that... Should I just have 2 separate if statements? That would be weird, right? 2 separate if statements? Yeah, probably. So, let's see. 2 separate if statements would be strange. Having them nested is good. But to what end? So wait, try yours first. Now it's nested wrong. Oh, okay, I nested it wrong? Damn. Hold on. Leaky face problems. If that... if stuff, else that. Maybe there's more to it. Okay, so maybe that was the issue. I didn't add the else portion. But what would the else portion be? If this blank blank blank, else the second will always run. Crap, you're right. That's the issue. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. It would have taken us 25 minutes to piece that together as we lick each character, trying to figure out which one tastes wrong. So it's running twice, but it has to do with the condition. So this will only run when guess equals 3, like we've got. Oh, that's why. Play again. It will run. It will run when guess equals. Oh, so that's it. That's it. Hold on. Oh, I can see it again. I can see it again. It's just like this. So, we've got a couple scenarios. We're going to have try again run. Try again will always happen when they never guess correctly. And it takes 3 guesses, right? So that's this. So that's cool. That's the first scenario. If, although maybe we should change it. You know, I thought we should lead with the try again because it's going to happen most. But with that said, maybe that's why it should be our else, because that's going to be the most frequent scenario. And we're just trying to specify if something happens, then run it. Because then everything else would be try again. Yeah. Cecil. The second if nested will always run. The nesting should be like I described, about 10 lines. First if should just be if guess is 3. And then the nested if should be correctness. Yeah, seeing if they get it right. Okay. Oh, and you're right, it's in the what's it called? The first bit. Okay. So 3, and then that. We can get rid of this for now. If it's 3 guesses... Can't we keep that, though? The not returned? Because then I feel like if we strip that, we're just going to run into the same issue, the try again. If it's 3 guesses, do try again. Although we could just add more code to the second nest statement. If we didn't have that, if 3 guesses, try again. If 3 guesses, if they guess the correct number, yeah, we can just do that. We can just do that. Look at this. We can get rid of this entirely, and it's just adding more code to the bottom. So if it's 3 guesses, do all of this cool stuff, right? And that makes sense. The next bit is if the number is correct, Then oh god, no, I'm spooking myself out. I can see it, it's so late. I'm so delirious. Hold on. Hold on. We've just got a lack of mental thinking power. Bear with us. Okay. We can see it. We can see it. What were we gonna do? I don't think that's gonna cover all of the cases. It should be guesses E3 at the first one should just be if guesses equals 3. If guesses equals 3, submit changes to none, it goes away entirely, and try again appears. That's cool. The next one, even if this happens regardless, if guesses equal 3 and all of that noise. But what if it doesn't equal that? Guesses equals 3. Do this. They guess the right number. Show that. Else, do the other thing. We'll get there. We'll get there. Deselect me. If correct, I'd submit, show play again. Else, I'd submit, go again. Oh, see, that was, our brief tangent on altering having try again first versus having play again first. So that does, yeah, that does make things a bit easier, moving correctness, if they guess correctly, to the top. But you know what, and also, again, because these if statements are nested, we actually really don't need to change that much of anything. We can just move them. Tiny cat, your hands are totally in the way. Yes, please, please move. No, no, no. Yeah, good. Your arms were totally blocking the bottom portion. Thank you, cat. Thank you. Wait, put the top stuff in the empty else. Oh my god, really? Is that all that's happening? That's what's happening. Copy. Okay, okay, we're delirious. We're delirious. Is that actually all that's needed? I'm just trying to wrap my mind around. I'm just so tired I can't even think straight. So if they've done 3 guesses, we're gonna get through this. I swear to God, we're gonna get through this. I know this is so basic, but it's God. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 1:45. You're supposed to do like a 30 or 45-minute stream, not another 2-hour stream like last night. Oh, that went out the window. All right. Well, let's land this bird. Right, Topher. Yeah, exactly. Holy hell. If guessing, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. If it works, awesome. Awesome. Save. Let's do this. Go time. We're gonna get our guess on. 6. Run. Laughing stock. No. Doesn't work. 8. Let's try that. Update. They still hate us. And last one, 9. Here it goes. Big money. Holy shit. Try again. Okay, that's one down. We lived. We we haven't hooked up any functionality to try again. Don't worry about that. That's gonna come tomorrow. Let's get other stuff on the board. So, let's try one guess, 2, submit, and now let's do the correct one. 7, submit. You guessed correctly. Still shows submit. We can tinker with that. Maybe this is a sign. We should just wait entirely till tomorrow. Because if we're going to have to connect the buttons to refresh, we can tackle it then. Tiny cat, watch out. We're close. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. No. You're blocking stuff. Hey, cat. Cat. Or... Oh my god. No. No. Okay. Crow Programming 245 over here. I'm dead tired, man. Oh god, you moved but didn't delete. Oh, I was supposed to move it? I didn't know I was supposed to move it. Or I didn't know I was supposed to delete it. If it's been 3 guesses. What if it hasn't been 3 guesses? It hasn't been 3 guesses. If it's been 3 guesses, do this. And if they've guessed the correct number, I don't know, man. Pretty tired. Right? That seems tragic. Even in my state of delirium, I can still kind of gauge that that's not going to end well for humanity. Doesn't make sense. I mean, as I'm looking at it, what about when it's not 3 guesses and we guess correctly? What if I, again, guess correctly on 2? But we'll, at this point, we'll give it a shot. Man save. 4, 10, 10, submit. Yeah, see, we still got our submit button floating, staring at us. We'll get there. We will doctor stuff. I think it's a sign from the programming gods to just not necessarily accept defeat. This is all... I know the right answer's right here. It's just tinkering with the conditional stuff. I just mentally, physically don't have the strength to sort out these ducks in a row. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna get there tomorrow. Because everything hurts. Physically, emotionally. Tiny cat, your tail is ravaging the keyboard, alright? Just don't mind me. Kitty crisis. 1, 2, princess, I love you. You get to go to sleep. We get to hang out. It's gonna be awesome. Me and you. We're gonna move you to the bed. 1, 2, and... Oh god. One, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Successful catectomy. He's been removed. All right. Let's land this bird. Let's just save. Pull the plug. Man save. Man save. There's that. Closing out of this. Good times, good times. Beautiful. Jumping over to OBS. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by. tonight to view the stream and or assist. Today we had Zero Love, Topher, Langley, and Cecilectomy, along with Tokis, one of those, and Crow Programming. Thank you again for all of the guidance and tips as well. It is greatly, greatly appreciated and definitely needed. We are gonna go ahead, stop the stream. Day 281 comes to an end with the adventure continues tomorrow with day 282 of the year of streaming and learning to code. However, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!